conference will now be recorded.
And blah, blah, blah. Okay. Screen share. I used to use another webinar software, and I decided to just go ahead and spring for the GoToMeeting. It's a lot more expensive, but it does seem to be performing much better, so that's good. So let's try this. Okay, see the GoToMeeting, and I'm going to go ahead and get started because I value you guys' time. I appreciate you, actually being able to join and talk to us. And remember that the chat session is down here. I'm going to try my best to check it periodically. You can send a message directly to me or for the entire audience to see. Either way, you can even send it to one another and talk bad about me, I believe. So that's something I would do if I was in here. I'm gonna get some of this going. Everything's being recorded. Everything looks good. Got to make sure my ducks are in a row, and then try to get us over to some content and get my rambling started, because rambling is where I make my best strides. Everybody knows I'm a rambling man. All right, I'm gonna get over here into some of these ad accounts. And I'm gonna stay in here right now. I'm gonna stay over here. Okay, so I shut down most stuff here, but I want to get into this, but I want to talk to you a little bit first. So one of the things that I want to hit on, and I started to hit on it yesterday in the Facebook ads live, or the Facebook Live that we did, was about the difference in lead generation and direct to agent marketing or direct marketing. I can't remember what I called it yesterday, but I coin terms and then don't write them down, so I need to write them on my wall over here. But we're talking about the difference in developing a lead or purchasing a lead and developing a interest to the point of someone reaching out and calling you. I mean, how many people have, Rick says there's no audio. Can everybody hear me? Okay. All right. I'm not sure what's going on there, Rick. Just make sure your speakers are turned up. It looks like it's going. Okay, Brian. Okay. All right. Okay. So good. So if we're looking to grow a business, you have to develop a marketing plan that makes you very well known long term. And this doesn't matter whether you're doing it in all 50 states, or if you're doing it over the phone, or if you're doing it in person to a localized audience. The biggest thing that you're going to want to see over time is an influx of business. So and that's from people calling you or people requesting you to call them, more than just a lead. When you pay somebody to develop a lead for you, you're getting a lead that is very, very watered down. Even the best leads, the best lead out there, best lead that you can buy that you didn't prevent, would be probably a turning 65 Google lead from somebody that was searching, where's the best place to get a plan G, and you get that lead exclusively. And there are people that are paying, I promise you, there are people that are paying $70 or more for those high quality leads per lead. But the best lead you get, when you call them, it's still pretty much a cold call, because they were Googling it and some guy's calling them out of the blue. Every now and then they're apt to the call, but for the most part, it's a cold call. You know that it's a viable prospect, or it's very likely a viable prospect with that. So the closing ratio is probably going to be much higher on those leads. But at that point, to develop the influx marketing, you have to do a phenomenal job servicing that customer to get them to begin to refer you to other people, and that would get you your inbound. And that can happen over time. But in the beginning, you're buying those leads and it's very difficult. Also, when you're starting out, your investment has to be lower because, typically, unless you came across some money right when you were getting into the business, you don't have any income. So what if if you're actually developing this lead, and or if you're paying for leads, you might be doing that and you might be getting the cheapest leads you can get. So a lot of times I've seen these people just race to the bottom, like, how cheap can I get this lead? Okay, so I have never been a cheap lead guy. I will not be the guy to teach you how to get a Medicare lead for under $5. I believe wholeheartedly that, and I've gotten some for under $5. I've had ads that performed, like, if you were to, look through my cost per results and all my old stuff, you'd see some way lower than this $30 a lead. I have several accounts that we're going for, and a while back I went in here and deleted all this stuff out and redid it. But you would see some that were $5 a lead, $10 a lead, $15. But on average, I'm probably paying $16 a lead is what my lead cost on a lead ad like this would run on average. Okay. I have developed them for other people, and when they asked me to drive the cost down, I had to tweak the ad to where the lead became less quality, because the only real way to drive the cost down is to either sell that one expensive lead to multiple people or something like that. I know the guys that are cultivating the $70 leads out there are paying about 25 to 40, depending on what time of year it is and what market they're looking at, to develop that $70 high quality lead. So the people that are selling leads for $10, $15, $20 are likely using an unusual image to generate enough interest to get somebody to like it, or a video to watch just a little bit or whatever, and then they're retargeting with banner ads all over the place, and they're doing everything they can to capture that information and sell it, and sell that information to you. And so that's why you would notice, like, the low quality of that lead. What I started doing from the beginning, and this is before lead ads was a thing, my biggest rush of business from Facebook came before lead ads. And I don't want to speak too technical with you guys, but most of the leads that you guys are buying, if you buy leads from a vendor who's creating them on Facebook, is through a lead ad. That just means that when they click, when they click your ad, a form pops up, it already has their information put in it, and they click submit and you get the information. That's a lead ad. But before I started doing lead ads at all, I was running post engagement ads, where I had created a Facebook page, and I would come on there and I would post something up. We have a brand new dental, vision, and hearing plan that has, I would talk about the highlights. It has no network. You can use any dentist you want to, something like that. Now, and that actually worked very well. Having that post engagement ad where you're paying Facebook to get somebody to like it, share it, or comment on it, and it was just written word blurb. Okay. I can't tell you how many reactions I got from that. And I am going to pull it up really quick to see if I could show you what I'm talking about. So I started running these post engagement ads very, very, very early on. Where is it here? And I started getting my phone just blowing up just from having the call in there and the shares. I remember getting like 2,000 shares in a month off of this thing, and I was getting them for next to nothing because I was running post engagement. I still can't tell you how many people out there are running are not running post engagement ads at all. It baffles me. There's no post engagement ads, and I believe now it's something I'm not doing, but they never did it. They never ran post engagement ads. And I just don't understand that, because it was so awesome. But here in a minute, I'm going to get into what I'm doing now. But what I wanted to do was pull up some videos and ad copy that we have used, because I know everybody wants to see exactly what we've used here. Hold on just a second while I pull this swipe file up. Does anybody know what a swipe file is? If anybody knows what a swipe file is, type it in the comments there. Let's see here. So a swipe file is a file where when you go around the internet and you see ads, you screenshot that ad or you save that video and you keep them all in a file so you can go back and kind of geek out over what other people are doing. That's what a swipe file is. And I keep a swipe file of some other people's stuff as well as my own, so that I can share with people who I like, and I like you guys. Swipe or no swiping? I've heard that too many times. Okay, so I've created a swipe file for you guys to swipe from me. And one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get that swipe file out and I'm going to share it with everybody who bought into this webinar tonight. And it'll be just swipes of ad copy I've used and videos. And I'll also link in a lot of YouTube videos that I've used that were my top producing ads. But first, I'm going to get out one because I wanted to show you, and I should have already had it up. This shows that I'm not valuing your time enough. Okay. Well, I'm going to pull that swipe file and send it to everybody. But I wanted to show you this because it had the social proof of how many people shared these ads and shared the blurb here. It was written words, so a lot of people don't do that. So now what we're doing, the one huge technique that I'm using that's working very well is using a gotcha video to get people to watch it and retargeting that video for lead ads. Now, a lot of people say, hey, with the retargeting thing, they say, okay, you're doing that. That's very common. You're just trying to get the viewers to retarget to pull the lead from so you can drive your lead cost down. Actually, it has nothing to do with the lead cost. And a lot of times I'm running these ads as video views only because I'm getting so many phone calls off of them. This ad right here is just a small one that I continue to have on, that I have been running for a little while, on and off. And today I got 4 phone calls directly to me from this ad. I quoted all 4 of them. They're very, very apt and warm because when they're calling me, they're ready to go. They're ready to buy. So I'm just going to open up this ad so I can show you exactly what it is and how simple this ad is. So a lot of you think, okay, let's get into extreme ad copy and how crazy it is. So this right here is an ad that I've been running for a little while where I just, in this video, see if it'll let me play, I'm walking around on a cell phone, straight up and down, super easy, not technical at all, and say I saved a family of 4 $700 a month on their health insurance, which is true. I talked about a Blue Cross family, took them down to short-term major medical with some hospital indemnity plans with it, saved them some money. I blurb it out. Now I run this ad to people who are 50 to 65 plus, getting tons of people in that 60 to 64 range calling me to do health insurance. I know some of you don't do health insurance. I run these for Medicare and everything. But this ad right here is working so well because it's so authentic and not fancy. There's so many people that get so tied up in this. I have to, reinvent the wheel. I have to do the messenger marketing. I have to have the back end, fixed. I have to have the the email sequences built out, everything before I ever launch a campaign. And I'm here to tell you that anybody can do this. Anybody can start. This is why, even though we have other campaigns that we run, I wanted to show you this one first, because it's so simple. Anybody can do it. I don't even have emojis in here. I just say we have so many new options for coverage. Do not overpay for a second. Call Just a Proc, blah, blah, blah. And then they pick up the dang phone and call. I mean, it's not rocket science, okay? Not rocket science at all. So what I'm going to do is show you first, for the people that don't know how to do this, how to set this one up. And I will send other videos that show the more in detail how to set it up, since I'll probably rush through this one a little bit for the people who need to learn how to do it. So when you go into Ads Manager, and first of all, when you go into Facebook period, you have an Ads Manager in here. Oh, you guys are seeing my stuff. Okay. So if you go into Ads Manager, you have and manage ads and create ads here. What I'm going to tell you is, once you have an ad account with Facebook, don't do it in here. Go to business.facebook.com and make sure you've activated your business side, because as you grow, you may have more accounts you manage. You may have more ad accounts within each account that you manage, and you want to be able to access all of them. So make sure you do that. Once you're in the Ads Manager, you're going to click Create Ad. Obviously, some of this is going to be above some people's head and below some people's head, but that's fine. I'm going to walk through it really quick. So when I do this, let me go back here. When I click Create Ad, I'm going to go back because it's got one pre-canned for me that I'd already started. Okay, so you're going to get your objective here, and somebody said share your screen. You can see my screen, right? Right here. You can see my screen. It doesn't have to be super fancy. I'm going to send you videos that show this detailed stuff more in depth, but the screen, so several people are saying yes, not at all. It should be here. Let me take my video off and see if that makes it bigger. How about that? Much better? Okay. So here's my screen. You guys can also, on your side, zoom. It says scale to fit. You can do actual size. Actually makes it look huge and distorted. Or you can change it to like 50% or 75%, and it should help. There's some different sharing options over there. So anyway, right here, when you get into this side, creating a simple video views ads is one of the easiest things you'll ever do. Obviously, you will have recorded your video first. It can be anything you want it to be. I've helped several people set these video views ads up. It's nothing special to it. You're going to name your campaign whatever you want to. Now, there are 3 different levels in here. You have the campaign, the ad set, and the ad. If you're running a health insurance campaign or a Medicare campaign or a life insurance campaign, I would recommend, the way I would do it is developing them all in one campaign, and then running multiple different types of ads within that campaign. It just makes it easier to manage. So in here, you might want to label it, and you can do this however you want to, but you might say health insurance alternatives, or something like that. Okay. A lot of these other features, I'm just telling you, there's a lot of stuff in here. Don't get distracted. It works without all of it. So going down, you have custom audiences, saved audiences, all kinds of different stuff. But in this one, we're just talking about a really mundane thing, okay? And for the purpose of this one, because I think most people are going to benefit from this most, is we're doing an extremely local ad. So I'm going to exit out of the United States. I'm going to do, let's just say we're in Dallas. We're going to do Dallas, Texas. So we got 4 million people between 18 and 65 plus. We're going to reduce this down and do it from, and you can do this like on a health ad. I mean, you could run it 40 to 65 plus. You can run it 40 to 64 if you want to. And you want to get your audience size down a little bit. You don't want to get 4 million. So in this big of a city, I'd probably reduce it down and do it something smaller. One cool trick you can do is you have your 50-mile radius here. Once you drop that, you could say, well, I really want to be over here in little Sherman, Texas. And you drop your pin, and then you can actually reduce that all the way down to 1 mile if you want to. So then if I reduce Dallas, I'm saying, okay, I got fewer than 1,000, but I'm super hyper targeting there. So I'm going to exit back out of that though, and I'm gonna do a smaller town. Let's say Stevensville, Texas. Maybe it's Stephenville, Texas. There we go. So 25-mile radius, Stephenville, Texas, 14,000 people. That's a good size audience. We can inundate the hell out of them with an ad. You might even do 50. It gets a little big because you're getting into Fort Worth. Let's say down to 32, 31,000. That's perfect size audience. I like to do a lot of mine under 100,000 on my audiences, because over 100,000 you're not able to inundate people enough. And I'm running this like a television commercial, and it's the cheapest television commercial you'll ever run. Trust me, we run television commercials. I used to only target women. Facebook kind of evened it out over time to where it's not really cost effective to hyper target a gender unless what you're selling only applies to a certain gender. So let's do that. Okay, now when I go here in Texas, of course, you could say English if you wanted to, and that probably would limit it a little bit, but you don't have to. None of that really is super relevant. Get into detailed targeting for demographics and interests and stuff. I'm going to be honest with you guys. This is where some of you might, ask me about this. I'm not saying that there aren't ways to use this, but right now you don't want to. I want all of these people. I want all these people, because guess what Facebook is going to mess up? They're going to mess up the detailed targeting. They're going to mess it up big time. Have any of you ever ordered mailers and asked them not to be under a certain income or not to be over a certain income and seen how screwed up they can get? Those demographics information they use is not perfect, and so it messes up too much. And it's so cheap to show this video to people. I just want to show it to everybody, and slowly the algorithm learns who responds the best to it. The information in itself is so detailed to who you'd be talking to. I'm not going to have somebody with extremely affordable group coverage asking for it. I don't want to exclude people that I think have group health insurance, because what if they are paying too much for it and they don't want it anymore? So it's just too cheap to show it to the people to start going hyper targeting on a video views ad here. Of course, you can come in here and exclude people if you want to. In this one, again, we're not going to do that. I can exclude people who like my page. I probably would do that. I would say exclude people who like, a certain page. I don't want anybody that likes that page. So especially if you're doing it close to home, over time, that will actually help a lot. I always start mine out at $50 a day. You don't have to. I used to start them out at $5 a day. For video views, that would be enough to get started. I would recommend, if you can afford it, at least starting at $20 a day. So that way you can really get some idea of what kind of traction you're getting. And then I'm going to leave it as impression. They've just recently added the 10-second video view. I haven't seen a better response. I've toggled it back and forth, but I'm still set on impression right now. So when I get in here, obviously you would just upload your video, and I'll just upload one real quick. Actually, let me see if I can just browse the library and use one that's ported. Come on, baby. Oh, it's because I have Instagram. So anytime you're running these Facebook ads, video ads, you're going to want to go in here and edit your placements and remove all your Instagram stuff. Okay. You can remove some of this other stuff if you want to. I typically don't, unless it tells me I can't show it somewhere, and I want to say the aspect may be wrong for stories too. Let me see. Yeah, so it's going to say no for Facebook stories, no for in-stream videos, audio network, no for in-stream. So, because they want them to be shorter for that. So I'm going to go back to my ad set, my placements, and then I'm going to remove the in-stream videos and the in-stream videos on audience network. And then I'm going to move forward. Add a video that meets all the requirements for Facebook stories. Go back here and remove that again just to get to the point. Stories. There we go. Okay. So when I get in here, Instagram requires your video to be under 60 seconds. So Brian asked how long can the video be? The video on Facebook, once you get away from stories and Instagram, you would get into pretty much as long as you want. Most of mine are a mixture. I have some that are 60 seconds or so, and a lot of my video views ones in the initial ad I use at around 60 seconds. But then I have some that I have been very successful with that are 8, 9, 10 minutes long. Those are really just like me going over Medicare changes, going over Plan F versus Plan G, going over Medicare Advantage versus Medicare Supplement or Original Medicare. Everything is vague. You're not ever talking about a company. So anybody that's wanting to do this for Medicare Advantage, is no issue with it really at all, because you're talking about general information from an educational standpoint, and you're asking them to give you a call on this video. So there's not really anything to worry about there. So I'm talking about different things. Let's see here. So obviously you can pick what page you're going to run it from. We manage several different pages on there, but we're going to go down here, and you can change your thumbnail too. Like they don't like a lot of text in your image, even though I've ran it with text and not had a problem. I would do something like this. A lot of times you can just choose your image right here and from your video. So I'll do price and rate increase, and then I'll make my video look a little cleaner. And on here, I'm going to say, let's see, on here, I'm going to say something really simple, Medicare supplements aren't just different based on price, but the speed at which that price increases. Don't let your money fly away. And don't become insurance poor. When you're doing ad copy, just use language like they use. I'm sure a lot of you've heard insurance poor before, or folks, like in the South people say, listen folks, they'll say stuff like that. Another little cool thing I do is I go to emojipedia.org and I find these emojis, and one that I use a lot is the exclamation point. I'll do the double exclamation, I'll copy that, and then I'll throw that in there instead of a period. Adds a little color and pizzazz. This actually worked really well for a while, and now people have kind of caught on to it, but it still works a little bit. So you could do money. You can find money with wings. So when I say, don't let your money fly away, I can throw money with wings in there. And don't become insurance poor. You can say whatever right there if you want to. I don't normally go a lot longer than that. A lot of these marketers put tons and tons and tons of stuff there, but I don't do that. So So I'll answer a couple of these questions. So yes, I did use a green screen. I bought it on eBay for 60 bucks. It gave me the poles and everything, and they gave me a black, white, and green screen. I found the screens that I bought were really cheap. The black one worked the best because I was able to go in Camtasia and adjust the color saturation to make it look like it was black back there. Do you run under a page that can't be tied back to you so people can't search your name, then copy what you are doing? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I've had to do that more recently, because of this new thing where everybody can look up your ads, and I don't want everyone looking up my ads all the time. But for the most part, no, I'm not extremely worried about it. If somebody wants to rip off my ad, there's a rule here with and I'll see if I can show you because I'm talking and making facial expressions, but tell you how I feel about people ripping you off. It just doesn't happen that much. The kind of person that would rip you off is also the kind of person that's probably not very good at building a business. So I don't think that's really something to be completely worried about. So no, I wouldn't worry about that. Yes, Nick, I'm going to show you some actual ads. So let me go down here, and I'm going to send you all of the videos that I've ran in the past, majority of them, because you guys paid for it, so you're going to get to see them. So if you guys want to rip me off, you can, but hopefully you don't just plaster. Actually, if you guys want to run my videos on your ads, that'd be great. But so let me get back to this. I'm going to finish this one up really quick and then kind of show you what we do on the other side of this ad to make it jive and start benefiting you right away. So here we got the video views. I add confirm. I mean, basically, I'm going to confirm it here. I'm not worried about the pixel or any of that stuff right now. It's all extremely easy. Okay. So I've got that ad going. I'll just go ahead and confirm it just for the sake of doing that. Now, the second ad that I run in this pair would be the lead ad, but it's based off of a retargeting algorithm that, from a custom audience that you create within Facebook. And so I'm going to show you how to do it really quick. The custom audience is people who have viewed your Facebook video for a certain amount of time. I've toyed with this a lot. It depends on the length of the video. If you're doing a 60-second video, you at least want them to have watched half of it. At least wanted to get you to watch half of the video before I retarget you. Because if somebody watched your video for 10 seconds or 10% of a 60-second video, it's not worth it. So what you want is you want to retarget people who have watched at least half of that video. Now, if you ran a 10-minute video and someone had watched it for 20% of the video, that's 2 solid minutes. So then it would be different. So you're going to create a different kind of lookalike audience. So where you're going to go to do this, first of all, is you're going to go into Ads Manager right here. You're going to go this little tab right here for all tools. You're going to go to Audiences. And let's see. And it's pretty easy, Brian. So in here, I have custom audiences that are I've created over time. Okay, so here is one that we created. These are video viewers ones. Here's a saved audience. I'm trying to think. Here's lookalike audiences. What I'm going to show you is just a custom audience. Okay, I'm going to create a custom audience. I'm going to do it based off of video, and then in here, why is it not showing? I don't know why it's making me scroll over, but it's real small in here, but what I'm going to show you, what it says is, it gives you the options of people who viewed at least 3 seconds of your video, people who viewed at least 10 seconds, people who watched at least 25, 50, 75, or 95% of your video. Okay, so you could target it to somebody who'd watch 95% of it. Obviously, that'd be a good prospect, but it's going to get your numbers down. odds are if you had a 10-minute video and somebody watched a solid minute or two of it, they'd be a good person to retarget. You know, they were interested enough to watch at least that long. So I would say, you know, a good comfortable medium for most of these is to do a 50%. So you say people who've watched at least 50% of your video, and then you can go in and you can go to people who have watched. You can pick any video you want. So you can say this video, this video, this video, this video. I can go over to Brock and Credle. I can pick people who've watched this video. You can do it on one video, or you can pick multiple videos at the same time. And then I can confirm. So I'm selected the videos, and let me see. Hold on just a second. Trying to see if I can do that. I don't think it's going to let me. I'll do it in the, I will do that in the video. I'll put a highlight on it so you'll be able to see it better. But anyway, yeah, somebody was asking me if I could highlight my cursor, and I apologize for the video being a little bit blurry on the screen, but I'm going to try to put a highlighter on my cursor for the recording, so when you rewatch it, you'll be able to see it too. So right here, people who have watched at least 50% of your video, you've picked your videos, and then you can say in the past 365 days, you can say in the past 30 days. You can kind of do it however you want to. I like to give it a 90-day window. So I'll say in the last 90 days, and it's 30 I think is too short. And the audience name can be whatever you want to. So you could say people who have watched health insurance videos or Medicare videos or whatever it is. All these ads I'm creating right now are just hodgepodge to show you what I'm doing. So you would create this audience, and it'll take up to 30 minutes for that audience to be ready to use. It does take a little bit of time. And there are some other ways to really get some value out of these audiences, but this is the easiest one right now. So let's see here. When I go back in now to my ads manager, I'm going to create the second ad of this pair. I'm going to create the ad. When I get in here, it's going to have lead generation. So this is where people talk about lead ads, lead forms, lead ads, lead generation. This is what most of the leads come from that you would buy from somebody generating them in Facebook. I can actually go in and create it in the same campaign if I want to, but right now none of that's relevant. So I'm going to go in, actually I'll just do use existing campaign, and we'll say health insurance alternatives, and then I'll go into the ad. I'm going to switch to, I'm just gonna go back and create a new campaign. Anyway, so we'll go to lead generation. We'll create this. Let's see here. Let's see, campaign name, we'll say health insurance alternatives retargeting. Okay, continue. So when I get in here to the retargeting aspect of it, or to the regular building, and I'm building it the same way. Now with this one, yes, I'm going to share the recording with you as well, David. Everyone will get a copy of the recording, as well as the swipe files and the copies or the links to the videos that I actually use in my ads. So on this part, I'm going to pick whatever page I want, and then go back through the same stuff I was before, except I'm going to, right now you could create this to be United States if you wanted to. This time it's not going to be as relevant, but say we were targeting Texas before, I'm just going to target the whole state, and then I'm going to go in and I'm going to find my audience. So right now that one's going to say fewer than 1,000 because I haven't had a lot of people watch that yet. We just launched that. But you can go in and find your audiences as they've been more over time, or if you've been running your ad a lot recently and getting a lot of video views, that number will be higher depending on how you set your parameters on that audience. So let's just pick that. It's going to tell us we're retargeting them. And you can set further parameters here for age and stuff, but you really don't have to, because the people that viewed it are more than likely already going to be on this, or already going to be in that ad set. So there's going to be plenty of people in here that are already, you don't have to worry about, what I'm saying is you don't have to worry about hyper targeting these people, because the people that are in that lookalike audience right here are already going to be the best people for you. They're going to be the people you're trying to retarget. You would edit your placements again. And with this one, you can run it as an image ad or a video ad. I like to do a video ad again. And so if I did a video ad again, you'd want to remove the Instagram part, the stories, all that stuff, and then keep going. Let's see here. And with this one, $20 a day. Odds are with the retargeting one, unless you're spending a fortune on the video viewers ads, you're not going to even spend your budget here. So your budget's only going to be met by how many people they can retarget. So I'd keep it at 20, and then go to continue, and then create your ad again. So you could use another video. The videos I use for these are always just somebody saying, just me saying, hey, you watched the health insurance video, what questions could I answer for you, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm, saying, if you want to get more information quickly and download something, click get info below. So that's normally what kind of video I'm going to do here. But for now, I'm just going to throw a video in there to get through it and show you guys. Okay, so I got the video in there, and I would say, the ad copy would be like something like I just said. You say something. You already saw our ad on health insurance alternatives, but you didn't click, you didn't call, or something like that. And then, you can say people are saving hundreds of dollars. Oh yeah, Grammarly's helping me out there. Hundreds of dollars a month by shopping companies with us. And then I hate that I ever downloaded that Grammarly app. Okay, people are saving hundreds of dollars a month by shopping companies with us. If you'd like to view our companies, click learn more below. So learn more would be down here. You would change your button to learn more. Learn more for me works the best. Get quote used to, but after a while it didn't. Learn more is just working the best right now. Let's see. Let's see here. Got you. Headline here would just be, don't wait to save. And then news link description, you can put whatever you want to down here. Health insurance savings galore. Something like that, whatever. Okay, so you're building it out, you got your learn more, and then you're going to want to attach your lead form that you're using here. So with this page, I would use the Justin Broggs Health leads, and the lead form would look something like this. You can build a lead form and put whatever you want to in here. I always keep it very simple. I use email, full name, date of birth, gender, phone number. I don't use address. Of course, I'm not going door to door. You can use address. It does pre-populate well. So no harm, no foul if you want to use address. But I don't, because my goal would be, if I get this, to call them. So let me see here. All right. So then I'm going to click confirm, and then that would launch that lead ad. I mean, it's pretty simple. I'm just retargeting the people that are viewing the other one. Okay. Now I'm going to show you how many different types of videos that I'm running this concept with. So here's one I ran. It's 3 minutes and 38 seconds long. One thing I haven't tested on here is how you can hear my audio from the videos. Y'all let me know how it sounds.
You think you found the company, but how do you really know that that's the company for you?
Hold on just a second. I got to share. Let's see, QuickTime, CSG, Facebook ad. Okay, so this one here is one that we run a lot of.
So you think you know what plan you want, you think you found the company, but how do you really know that that's the company for you? If you've picked Plan G and you've picked Company A, how do you know that that company is going to have the best price for you? And how do you know that that company is not going to skyrocket on your price as soon as you get it? I will tell you how we know. I will show you the tools and the software that we use as an advanced Medicare agency to help you pick the long-term solution to your Medicare needs. I will help you find out exactly what you need to make sure that you don't end up in a pickle 3 or 4 years down the road when you have some health problems and can't change to get your premium down. So stay tuned. I'm going to show you right now, but first give this video a like our page for more Medicare updates, and we appreciate you viewing.
Ooh, that was loud. So I put that part in the middle, and then
okay, guys,
I go in and actually show the CSG platform.
This is our quote engine where we can look up the rates of every company in the zip code in the United States of America. So, for instance, if I wanted to look up, let's see here, Wichita Falls, Texas, for a 70-year-old male for a Plan G rate, we can apply household discounts depending on if they have someone living with them or not. Each company has different rules regarding that. We'll say non-tobacco for an effective date of February 1st. Now, when we pull that up, we're able to see how many companies are offering this plan. Some of these will offer the household discount and some won't, and we do know these types of things, so we can kind of cut to which one is going to offer you the best rate. So as I go down this list, just to point out how many carriers there are 60 different plans G's available.
So yes, it is blurry, but I'm sure most of you've seen CSG. But if you see, I mean, basically all I'm saying in here is, you know, we have options to do this. And then at the end of the video, I'm throwing up my name and my number. And it's not the most professional video. I'm going to send you guys all a video as well that shows you how to create this video. It's super simple. I mean, we just use this program here that's on the bottom right there, Camtasia. Super easy. Or you could use iMovie or something like that, depending on what computer you have. There may be something that's free that comes on your computer that does it, where you can throw on a little graphic. It's not a hard thing to do.
And other things. So give us a call at 1-800-4.
Okay, so that's one that we run a lot of. Okay, it really, really works because it gives you. So Brad asked if it's running to a landing page. No, I have ran stuff to landing pages. What I do is I run it as a video views ad only, and I can have websites backlinked into my Facebook page because people will go to your Facebook page and go over there. But the video views ads, I don't really have any incentive for them to go anywhere. But I do ask them to call, just like I'm doing. My call to action is to pick up the phone and call. I guess people think that doesn't work. It does. That's why everybody's spending a fortune on TV. Humana spends probably $1 trillion on TV ads. It works. People do pick up the phone and call, even from Facebook. The second one is that retargeting one to people who watch that ad. And then that's where I'm collecting their information. After you've collected their information, the lead form will say, thank you. An agent will be reaching out with you directly to go over your options. And then it'll say, for immediate information, view website. And then you can send them over to a website. But it's not a landing page because you don't have to use a landing page with Facebook lead ads. You can collect the info right there. So my calls to action are call me and submit this form on Facebook to get information. So landing pages, as of right now, are just not great for Facebook. They're better for SEO or organic reach. So anyway, get off on that tangent for just a second. Let me pull up another one that we're using. This is one that I did really early on. It's a terrible video, but it was a huge return on investment. It's
My name
just
is Justin
me
Brock, and I'm going
with
to
terrible
explain to
lighting
you
explaining
health
health
insurance
insurance.
options
Why?
for individuals.
First, I'm going to tell you guys that are doing, I'm sorry. Let me get the video on here. There you go. See how dorky I look here? It's awful. But with this one, I'm just explaining health insurance options for people 60 to 64. And I mean, that was my whole goal of getting into health insurance, was help the people that are retiring at 60 to 62 range and help the ones that were paying too much already because they didn't have somebody to help them at 62, and then get them when they're turning 65. So huge return on this.
Looking for individual health insurance right now. I wanted to let you know what options are available, not just options that we have, but all different cases and options and what they entail, and just kind of briefly go over them. The reason that I'm doing this is because we have a Medicare agency, and we've been servicing clients for a long time. And we've always figured out that there are some people going on to Medicare whose spouses or relatives may not be on Medicare yet, and we just wanted to be able to help them. So we started doing the health insurance. It turns out there's a lot of confusion in it, and it is rightfully so. It's a very confusing market. So just going to go over your different options, okay?
So this is a long video,
which will
so
be based on.
I'm going to skip around just a little bit. Let me see here. So if you see what I'm doing as I go over Obamacare, and then I say there's off exchange ACA plan, mandated plans. In some states there are short-term medical, and then I go over hospital indemnity plus cancer plus minimum essential coverage plans. That was what we were doing before the mandate was ended. So then we'll go right here, and then I go over healthcare sharing ministries too, like Medicare. So I'm basically outlaying what I would do if I was in a seminar or something. As sloppy as my handwriting is and all, it doesn't matter, because these people are sitting there playing Frogger on their phone or whatever, Farmville, and then people are able to see this video and pop in here, and they're they're getting some good information, and so they want to call me. So this video prompts a call again at the end.
Well, I might have 3 of these.
I will run this video. Somebody asked me to share results. Okay, so I don't do a lot of cost per lead. I'm not a fan of worrying with it. Most of my cost per leads on the lead ads have resulted in an average over time of right around $16 a lead. But that's not accounting for my video views ad. The thing is, at $50 a day on these videos, I am getting about 3 to 5 calls a day on weekdays. So that is not, is not a measurable thing, because when somebody calls me, my closing ratio on it is much higher. And if I'm running multiple of these videos a day and getting 3 to 5 calls and getting them calling in, and my agents are able to answer the phone to someone who's eager to be helped, we can almost, it's like overwhelming percentages of how many of them I can at least close a cancer policy or something on. So there's a huge potential there for you to get people to pick up the phone and call you, and quit paying someone else to brand themselves while giving you a lead. So anyway, that's one we ran. It's very simple. I'll send you this video as well, but it's nothing special. The reason I even pulled this one out is to show just how unprofessional it was. The only graphic I even added was that phone number. Okay, and technically I could have thrown it up on the board if I wanted to. So now I'm going to show another video really quick. yet again, nothing special about this.
2398.
Okay.
Finding new.
Minute and 50 seconds. So one thing you can show you is all these videos have been extremely profitable, and all of these videos have been different lengths. So none of these have failed at all, and a lot of them have produced tons and tons of profit, but they're all different lengths, all different levels of production quality stuff. By the way, this little video, like these little tidbits that I throw in there like that, they cost about $5. You can buy those and you have the MP4 and you can throw it on all your videos. I can show anybody where to buy that as well. But this right here,
opportunities that are cutting people's costs in half. Some of them have zero deductible, and you can enroll anytime during the year. Another thing that's great,
it really helps to have a glare off of your glasses as well. It makes you really resonate with the elderly.
Any doctor or hospital you want to. There's no network limitation.
So again, I'm hitting the highlights.
662-321-0996 or toll free at 1-800-462-3980. That's 1-800.
Okay. The reason I'm showing that one again, super simple. Now I'm going to show one more, and this is the top grossing video I ever had, and it was an AEP workup update video. Let me pull it up here. Hold on. Wherever it is. Okay, that's one. Let's share that one. Share. Okay. Again.
Hey friends, Justin Brock here again.
Might look polished to some of you think it looks terrible. It's a black screen behind me. Cost me $60 to get that on eBay.
And I wanted to come to you today to explain a few.
This Lavelle mic right here is an iRig. It's $40. There are some that are even cheaper than that on Amazon.
Variables that you may not consider when you're shopping for a different Medicare supplement plan, or maybe even your first Medicare supplement plan if you're retiring or turning 65 or helping someone else do it. A lot of people will look at price and plan, but I want to let you know first how we do this, how we shop for these different plans, what tools we use to do that, and then also what other variables there are to look for. Before I go any further, it would really help us tremendously if you could give us a like down below, give us a big thumbs up, or subscribe to the channel. That's something that really helps us out and helps us reach more people in need, as well as provide you with further updates to things that
I'm like Ricky Bobby here. I don't know what I'm doing with my hands.
Happen or evolve or occur over time regarding Medicare or health insurance or anything that you're interested in that we might have some expertise in. Now that you've subscribed, let's break down a couple of the things that you probably already know. One of the things that you probably are already looking into is what the different plans cover. Of course, you have your Plan F, your Plan G, your Plan N. Some of them have deductibles. Some of them have co-pays. You even have plans that some people ask about sometimes, like high deductible Plan F, Plan K, Plan L. They have tremendous different benefit structures, and of course, that's something that we consider anytime we're researching what fits a customer's needs the best.
So in a way, I'm trying to get this extremely confusing, but then tell them how much I'm wanting to simplify it. So that way I can almost loop in the person who is like, it's simple, I'll do it myself. I'm throwing out some other stuff like, hey, there's K and there's L, and they're like, wait, what? Nobody's told me about these random plans. So that's why I'm even throwing all that
whether
info
it's Plan F, Plan G, Plan N, every company that offers one of those plans is offering the same thing, right? So the benefit structure is the same. Really, the only difference you have is the price. But there are a few factors that go into this price, okay? it's not just what is the initial price they're offering it. It's what is the rate increase history of this company. How would we know over time, or how can we find out over time what a company has increased their premium, whether it's the Plan G with Company A, the Plan F with Company B, any combination of that, we can find out how quickly they go up. So anyone that's out there researching what plan to get, what company to get, you might find that you hear that this company is a great company and this plan is a great plan, and then you go and get that company, which I'm specifically thinking of one that people do this a lot with, a couple actually, and you find out that either A, they charge much more from the get-go, or B, they increase their rates faster than other companies. And with a couple of these companies,
Okay.
it's like
I'm going to
moderately
skip around here because I think we can get the gist here. We're
cheapest
saying
plan, but the plan that is going to be the long-term. So
the reason this video did really well is it actually kept people into the video, and so people were continuously engaged with this video, with the video. Somebody up here said, are you selling over the phone? Yes, we sell tons over the phone. The majority of what we do is over the phone, but I also advertise in a local area so that if I want to, I can have them come in the office. I do not go to people's houses. I just don't have the time to do that. We have enough from these videos and other advertising that in the future I'm going to do a course on. We have so much influx that there's no time to go to someone's houses. So anyway, so no, I do over the phone, but I have a lot of people that come to the office. At some point, I think everyone should get an office where someone can meet you, and then you can, have them call you. And then when you can't close it over the phone, if you're advertising within a 50-mile radius, you get them to come to the office. They'll do it. They'll drive 30, 40 miles. I have people drive an hour up here to see us. But of course, we try to close it over the phone if we can. And that is what I meant by order taker. People are calling me and I'm taking their order. I'm not advising them because I've already advised them through the video and they're calling. Okay. So let me go back in here to show you guys a couple more things. Okay. Get this video out of here. And I think there was, let me see. Thought I had one more. Sometimes, see if this is the right one.
Hey.
Okay. Yeah, this is one where I added a little graphic and it was short. I'm going to show you one more video. Again, I'm going to show you all these in the swipe file, but I know some of you really wanted to see what videos I'm using because it gives you more of an idea of what's already working so you don't have to guess. This one worked very well. I got a ton of traction on in the comments section of this one from people asking me to run rates on the comments. I think it's just because I was giving specific rate information away right away.
Hey everybody, just wanted to give you a rate update. We have some great new rates in Mississippi coming out for people turning 65. Just give you a little snapshot. The absolute best rate for Plan G for a female turning 65 June 1st and after is $85.91 a month. The best rate on Plan F is $107.25. That's the best rates in the state right now. Those apply to most zip codes, the 388 zip codes, 386, 397, 38. Lock in a rate earlier than that.
So then
104.62.
Again, I'm just asking people to call.
The numbers on the screen.
So so that one's real short. You know, you're talking about a minute and a half there. Let me see. Okay, so let me address a couple of these questions. So Brian asked, can we explain a bit of how you know to explain rate increases and what you look at to determine what carrier might be better? So in CSG, in the one that we provide you for free, there is a market analytics button that will tell you previous rate increase histories. But over time, let me just share my screen for now. Over time, I'll show you right here on the quote engine. on the quote engine, you can run a quote, just run it like that. And there is a market analytics tab right here. Oh, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting to share my dang screen. Switching back and forth will be the death of me. Okay, I'll just share the whole screen this time. Okay, so if you can see, you got the rate here. It doesn't matter what rate we're running, but you got the market analytics tab. And if you go into some of these companies, some of them will say there's no data. A lot of that has to do with how old the company is, which is something you can sell against if you want to and sell a brand name. I don't always sell an old company, but it is more of a gimmick to get people to give you a call when you talk about rate increases, because everybody out there wants to say all Medicare supplements are the same. The only difference is what you pay. And I say, well, that's not always true. Sometimes the difference is how fast they go up, because if you look at like Mutual of Omaha showing on this Plan F 5, 7, 9, rate increases. Okay, they got years in market 53, 805 million premium. Humongous. And then you look here, you got 0, 2%, 6%, 9.9. So I could show somebody this and be like, the trend is they're going up, so it's probably going to go, and none of this is fact. None of this is like something that you know for sure, but it's all something that you can utilize and say, hey, look what I have access to that you, the consumer, don't. Let me help you by using these tools that we pay a lot of money for. Here you can go in AARP 2.6, 5%, 0%, 3.9, 5.3, negative 6.1, 3.9. So it's kind of like all over the place. We sell a lot of Aetna because Aetna will show a good solid 0, 0, 5, 0, average 1.3, 6 years in the market. Rate increases for age are not terrible either. If you look at G, some of those numbers will even be lower. But this just gives you information that the average consumer doesn't get. So yes, the CSG rate tool is in all states. Let me see. Okay, so that's how I explain rate increases. Somebody asked what camera I use, so I'm going to tell you that I use an iPhone every freaking time, except when I'm doing these and I'm using a built-in camera. I mean, I've thought about investing in a nicer camera, and I probably will eventually, but I've used an iPhone for a long time. The camera on it's good. It works. Old people don't care how well polished your video is. So the CSG tool is something that I'll send you guys all a link. You just have to request access and I approve it. You just have to use an email that you've never used in a CSG portal before. Safe Harbor is my company. Somebody asked why I'm using the Safe Harbor rate tool. Safe Harbor is our corporation as well. So that is actually mine. If you I am the admin on this. So I can show that we have 80 users in here. This is mine. I can go in here and change that logo if I want to something else. But that's our S Corp name. So that's how we started it out. We're actually probably are going to change it to say something else. So yes, we can get back to Facebook content. I just try to answer everything that everybody asks here. Okay, so the Facebook content part, I really want to drive home is don't overthink this. I mean, if you're here today, if you haven't, now there might be a couple of you that are in here that have been very successful with Facebook and just want to check out the course and check out what we were talking about. Several of you haven't, but you've learned a lot about Facebook. I know some people in the group that I talk to a lot that have really invested money and time in learning the intricate details of Facebook advertising, and they're still not making any money on it. It's so easy. You get your ass on a camera, make a video explaining something to old people that they're confused about, put your video on this, just like I'm showing you, and just like I will send you more videos that break it down in clearer, high definition so you can see it, not streamed where it's a little bit slow and laggish. I'm going to send you this recording so you can go over it, and other videos where I break down the Facebook ads process better. But I am going to tell you that these video views ads generate phone calls where the closing ratio is astronomically higher than the crap that you're getting from buying a Facebook lead. And then I'm going to tell you that that retargeting ad that you can easily throw on here and retarget will pull the leads from that, so you'll have somebody to start calling right away. Okay, so that's on Facebook, and I'm going to send you my swipe file so you can see all the ad copy that we've used in the past, the ads that have gotten the most shares, the most traction. You're going to see the videos, all that. You're going to see a ton from that, a ton. And so you're going to have some content, but anybody that's wanting to know like some trick that I know that nobody knows, the trick is make the video, send it out to your target audience to see, to watch you, and become a branded expert. We've ran television ads for a long time, and it costs a lot of money to get a video in front of somebody saying, hey, I'm giving you, I'm here, I'm famous because I'm on TV or whatever, locally infamous, and you should buy from me because we're obviously successful enough in this industry to be on TV. It costs a lot of money to do that, a lot. We spend a lot of money doing it. So, I mean, in the fall, we're spending $15,000 or $20,000 a month on television. And the reason we're started to scale back on that is because we're getting just as much from Facebook, just as much result from Facebook, spending about $2,000 or $3,000 a month. That's it. Anybody that's asking me what am I spending, in the fall I'm spending about $1,500 a month. I actually scale it back because a lot of my business is too busy. My agents can't handle as many leads, so we actually scale that back in the fall. We scale the TV up. That's for retention to combat the Humana ads. I turn everything into video views during the fall on here. It's all for retention. It's all to combat the competitive marketing. In the off season, I'm not busy enough. We never are. Nobody is. You're trying to get more and more leads. You have 1 week where you're super busy and 1 week where you're not. So I'm running the video views ads, getting the call-ins, running the retargeting lead ads. There's some other types of ads that I run that I'll talk about in the future, but it gets way overly involved. But that retargeting ad pulls some leads for me to have my agents calling right now. The results are so high on what I do. I've never had to hyper measure it the way a lot of call centers do or lead aggregators do. When a lead aggregator talks about this stuff, they want to tell you exactly what their lead cost is, their CPA, their return on investment, all of this. The return on investment on mine is so high that every year I spend about the same on advertising, and for 3 years in a row, we've increased our profits over 30% doing what we're doing. And over half of our new business is coming from Facebook still. The biggest, scariest thing for me with Facebook is, if it stops, if something changes. But right now, it's huge. It's huge, guys. But you don't have to have this insanely built out thing. You have to have a video that's personal, authentic, real. Get it out there in front of your target audience. Retargeted them to get some leads to call. Eventually, you can turn your retargeting stuff off because you're going to have that ad like a snowball getting so much traction that it's just going out there, and it's like you're running a television commercial, showing it to tens of thousands of people who are exactly in the demographic that you want, instead of being on a local television station where the 22-year-olds are seeing it right alongside the people that you want to see it, and you're paying for that. It's just so much more valuable. So, that is, yes, if you want to use one of my videos, you can use it. I guess. I would say the whole point of this is to use your video, because when you, in the beginning, before you have other agents calling them for you, when you pick up the phone and you call that lead, or when they pick up the phone and call you and they're talking to the person that they saw in the video, it's the closing ratio that's so much better. It's why people pay more for leads. It's why I could sell a video lead to a big call centers that knows what they're doing, and I could sell it for a lot more than most of you are willing to pay for it, because they know the value of this like purely cultivated lead, where I've already gotten some trust, and whoever picks up the phone on that lead, they trust already. My script for my agents when they're calling these leads, so I'll have an agent that calls this lead, that's not me. And whoa, find Mac alert, sorry. I'm not sure why that went off. Anyway, I have several people that, let me make sure everything's fine here. I had a Find Mac alert go off. Okay, so every every agent that I have calling, they're saying, hey, they're calling the lead. They're saying, hey, my name is Steven. I'm calling on behalf of Justin Brock. He was the one in the Facebook video talking about Medicare that you responded to. If they pick up the phone and they call the front and it gets diverted to an agent, that agent says, yeah, Justin's actually helping a client right now. But he trains us in all. I'm familiar with the video you watch. What questions could I answer? And then they open up. So scripts are super easy in that aspect. Let me go back and answer a couple of these. Can we use you and your in text ads? Yes. I've never had a problem with using you and your in text ads. So no, Brad, you run different videos through the week. Normally I take one video and I run with it for a while. I mean, I'll have that one video working for a while and getting everything I can off of it. And if I'm doing really well and I'm making a bunch of money, then I'll throw the other one up. So I'll throw the other thing up. So I'll throw another ad up. I'm sorry, I'm losing my train of thought reading these things. So if I'm running an ad and I'm getting a lot of traction off of it, I'm making more money, I'm actually more prone to run another one in the off season, because you're never busy enough in the off season anyway. So I just keep it going and try to get as many as I can. If an ad stops doing well for something, I'll shut it off. And actually, probably not long ago, and if I had known I'd done this, I would have kept them on here, but I deleted a ton of old ads off of here, so you can't even see them anymore. But I used to have some old ads on here that had tons of traction, but normally after a while, you do start to see something decline, especially when Facebook starts changing their algorithm and what they respond to. Let's see. You run your different video through the week. Yes. How long you starting this? Did you, hold on just a second. Should you do a different video for each agent? You could. We've tried to do that. Some of my agents just don't want to be on camera. They can close good over the phone, but they don't want to be on camera. Some of them do. Some of them I encourage to run their own ads. There's nothing wrong with them running their own ads. I don't, force them to do that or anything like that. So let's see, you run videos through a week. How long after starting this did you start seeing big results? I started seeing big results. Now, I had several in the beginning, and this is years ago, like 2015, 2016, when I was just kind of dabbling in it, like back when I was boosting posts and stuff, didn't know what I was doing. That didn't do it very good. But once I had taken a course kind of like this, where someone had actually showed you the inner guts of it a little bit, and how I'll send you some videos that show you more of the inner guts, I started getting results very quick from my first post engagement ad. And then the cost per result went up as people came on. And so I went to video, because with video, you're not really paying less per result in any way, but the result being the lead, someone calling you, or a lead coming in, the result of that lead is a much higher closing ratio. So if I'm paying $30 or $40, if I'm paying $35 to get my phone to ring, or if I'm paying $15 to get my phone, whatever it costs, if I'm paying that to get that phone to ring, but my closing ratio when somebody gets on the phone with me is above 50%, I'd rather pay that than $15 for 10 leads that I close one of. So let me see what other people said. Need the script. Yeah, I mean, the script is really like, I don't ever like firmly give my agents scripts. I give them bullet points, but I tell them to start off by mentioning where they saw us. So mentioning the ad and kind of diverting back to it, because that's where the trust was already built to create the lead or create the inbound call. Any compliance issues? Talking about MAPD? No, if you're talking generally about the difference between Medicare Advantage and Medicare, there's not. Everybody gets really, really scared of compliance around Medicare Advantage, but I'm not selling you a plan over a video. I'm telling somebody that, hey, there is a difference between a United Healthcare, Medicare, I don't even say United Healthcare. There's a difference between a PPO plan or an HMO plan and a Medicare supplement that attaches to your regular Medicare. You can explain the difference to that to anybody you want to on a video, and proof is in the pudding here. Case in point, every freaking tycoon that you know that's advertising online is already doing it. So if you let compliance blind you from making that move, you're essentially shooting yourself in the foot. So don't do that. Let's see. What percentage of leads want to come in the office? I work from home and concerned they will all ask for all. No, a very, very low percentage ask to come in the office. I don't present that as an option. When they start talking about it, I say, yeah, sure, you know, that's something we could meet in person. But let me ask you a few more questions. So then I would divert to getting a few more questions asked. And then I would say, well, I would kind of get a little bit more information where I almost like create an e-app if we got to that point. And then I would say, okay, well, the rest of the application really only takes about 5 minutes. Do you want to see if you can get approved or something like that? And then I just keep going. If it's MA, you know, there are certain companies that you'll be able to do over the phone if you want to, and there are certain people that you're going to want to run these ads and get them to call in and then set up the in-person appointment. It just depends on how you're set up. If you're rate certified, like with Aetna, they'll allow you to do the Medicare Advantage and PDP and stuff over the phone. So and some of these other companies are allowing you to now too. You just have to make sure the compliance side on the enrollment is completely different, you know, and getting into phone sales and doing Medicare Advantage over the phone, it gets a little more complex. How many people what you do in your area? We have several. Nobody as big as us in this area that do Medicare and health, but you know, there are several decent sized ones. That do what we do with the ads. I mean, there's plenty of ads running, and most of them are not from here. They're from somewhere else running ads here. We're much more successful with it because we're saturating one market for a long period of time and creating a brand that just screams refer me, which is what I think everyone should be doing. If you do them in Spanish, should you target Spanish speaking? I mean, can you? Yes, you could target Spanish speaking people. It would be a huge niche. There's probably a lot less people doing that. The only companies probably doing that are eHealth and United Medicare Advisors that have Spanish speaking staff on, you know, ready. You know, there's not a lot of people like me targeting Spanish speaking people. So probably a huge market for it. I would do everything exactly the same, except your ad copy would be in Spanish, your video would be in Spanish, and you target Spanish speaking people in high Hispanic population areas like South Texas and places like that. That'd be a huge niche probably. Can you explain the fillable form you spoke about is integrated into an ad? Okay, so, and I'm going to send you a video that breaks down the ad stuff I made a long time ago breaks it down even better. But when someone signs up for a Facebook account, they put certain information in there, like their phone number and their that kind of stuff. And most of it's pretty accurate because they have to verify it to keep their ad going. And so that form, when they click get quote or learn more on a lead ad, it pops this form up, and it's already got, like, if I click an ad that's got that, it's already going to say Justin Brock, Justin at msgap.net, 662321. It's already going to have all the info that I put into Facebook, and all I have to do is click submit. So it's better than a landing page, because of the landing page they have to fill everything out. And some people will just be like, I don't want to fill that. I don't want to have my info. But if your info is already there, you don't have to fill it out. All you have to click is submit. They're just a little bit more likely to submit it. Plus, Facebook doesn't like sending people away from their platform off to a third-party website, so it keeps Facebook giving you that result a lot cheaper. Have you had competition try to sabotage your ad in the comments? Yes, but you can hide their comment or delete them, and you can ban them from your page too. A lot of them just say stupid stuff. Let's see. Stay out of Florida. I'm licensed there, but it's only so I can get overrides on some of you guys. I don't have any desire to market in Florida. 10-4, thanks for the regarding the fillable form. Okay, so caught up on the comments. I think that a lot of the more technical stuff will be in the swipe files that I send you, in this recording, in some of the videos that some of them were already like on the university, but I'm going to resend them to you if you haven't seen them before, that get more in the details of the ads. Some of you, if you think that there's something more detail oriented that I might be doing that I didn't go over, please feel free to message me. I would love to share it with you guys. And anyway, let's see, on the form, to get info from the person viewing, is it a form I have to create, or is it auto created? So when you're creating the ad in the business manager, when you select lead format or lead ad, or however it says it now, when you select the lead ad option and you get to that part, it's not going to let you continue without creating an ad form, but it's going to walk you right through it. It's super easy, and I think in one of the videos I show how to do that. Okay, show the lead form, or show. So here, I'll show you something real quick. Let me get it up before I share it. I'm going to be doing more of these trainings in the future, because I think that they're very helpful for all kinds of people. I'm gonna pick on eHealth right now and show you guys theirs, because they're big enough to where they can handle if they lose some revenue to this. Okay, let me make sure they're running lead ads. No. Okay, there's another one I'll show you. I know they're running lead ads. Okay, let's share this. Share. Safari. Okay, so I'm going to go to United Medicare Advisors. It's one of the biggest call centers in the country doing Medicare. You can go to people's ads and see the ads that they're running right here, info and ads on their page. That's something that a lot of you probably know, but a lot of you don't. They're running like page ads right now. Okay, they must be doing that overnight. So that's not great. Anyway, when you go in here and you normally click this and you can open it up and you can see their lead form. Let me see if I can show you from mine. Bear with me just a second here. Hold on just a second. Sorry guys, I forgot to put my catheter in before I started this. Yes, Rick, P break. I've been holding it. I don't think we'll be on here too much longer. I know we've already went way over, and I'm sorry about that, but I want to make sure that you guys get good value from this. I want everybody to take enough away from it that they don't feel like I've ripped them off. I like to over deliver. Let me just show you this lead form in a create. Somebody wanted to see it. I'll tell you what, I'll send copies of it because I'm having trouble finding one that's running because a lot of these people shut their lead. So a lot of people shut their lead ads off at night because they don't want the leads coming in at night because it's harder to close them at night. So, but I will show you what the lead form looks like rather than go back through this whole thing with you right now. Let me see what other thing we had here. How often is trainings? 10-4. Got that. On form, create is already created. Answered that. Medicare.com. Yes, Medicare.com is eHealth. And how do you shut off your lead ads? So, I mean, that's pretty easy. If you go into your ads manager, and like if I have no matter what kind of ad it is, you can just come in here and pause it by flipping that switch right there. And then when you want to throw it back on, you just come back in here and toggle it back on. That one's in review right now, so I'm picking on it. But yeah, you can just toggle them on and off in there. I mean, these in here, like this one right here, I need to toggle off anyway. I suggest, I'm just going to give you some more stuff. Always on Facebook ads. I don't know if yeah, I'm not gonna. There's a few people in here that are probably running them right now, but somebody suggested another site, but I'm not gonna out them on here and put their ads on blast. They might not appreciate it. I was trying to pick on the big companies like eHealth and United Medicare Advisors because they won't notice if we show what they're doing. But some of the other guys are friends of mine, and I don't want to show any of their stuff. But you can go in and look at these ads. I mean, if you know of a page, you can look at them. Some of them might get mad for me even telling you that you can do that, but there are already other people online telling you can go and look at them. You could go in and look at mine. I do have some pages that I operate under a different guise here that I don't keep active because I don't want people looking at my ads, especially when I'm running lead ads. But for the most part, it's hard to build a brand if you get away from running them on your personal Facebook pages and stuff. So anyway, guys, I know some of you have gotten off. I'm gonna probably end it here, and I'm gonna definitely go ahead and process this recording. It's gonna be a long one, so it might take a little bit to get the video going. And I hope that this has been helpful. And if you still need information or have questions, I hope that the follow-up emails I'm going to send you help a lot. I'm trying to provide way more value than $97 because I just believe that, if I'm going to do anything outside of the actual direct to consumer insurance sales, that I need to provide as much value to you guys as I provide to my clients. So any questions that you have, you can message me, and if I can answer them, I will. I'll do my best to, and I'll get all this stuff out to you as soon as possible. If you don't get this, if you don't get any of the stuff, if you don't get any of the stuff in your email, let me know because it might be a flaw. I'm using an email server that should blast it to everybody, but may have to send some of it individually. So just let me know, guys. Y'all have a good night. It's been a pleasure.